Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino Mega2560 with the Arduino Uno for pulse width mod for SPI, serial peripheral interface, and pulse modulation for various LEDs and fischertechnik mechatronics. Now, last time I ended with the fact that I lost the working of a motor, and I got signals. Well, the signals are there, although not quite, because when replacing the wires for this motor I accidentally pulled this wire, so I have to put it back, and then I get all signals back. So I have to be a bit careful with that. Should be here. Now let's see on the oscilloscope if I'm right. No, I'm not right. I have to put it one more to the left. And that's a challenge. Should be here. Let's see if the waves are still back again. Nope, they're not. So this is a bit unfortunate. And let's see which wire they should go in. But I am diverting. First of all, since I'm on Linux, I have to to change ownership of both interfaces, to the Mega2560 and the Uno on this side. Will this work? I hope so. I also replaced here an LED, hoping that this motor would work. So far, no luck. This motor does, and this motor doesn't, and this motor is connected to this circuit with this LED, and I had hoped that it would work when I replaced the red LED that I had here by a smaller green one, but so far unfortunately no luck. So what is left? Well, of course the SPI. Does it work? Let's minimize this one, then select the Uno and select the port that comes with the Uno is this one. Then select monitor. I have SPI test. So this should mean that it works. Then the LED that is now offline, that is pin 9. Indeed, pin 9. So that should be, and I know why it goes wrong, because it is obstructed by this probe. That makes it kind of hard to reinsert it. But I will try it nevertheless. That should do it. Yes, it works. Then something else that is not working apart from the motor, which has correct wiring, and I'm not talking about these wires, but I'm talking about a very small wire here, which are this one and this one. Still the motor doesn't work, and that is not correct. So I found some wires, so I have to replace them, but still without working motor it's not going to work. Now the point is that I have to replace probably this wire as well, because it makes sure that the signal is being transferred. But since this LED is working, this LED, there is a signal over the wire, so why it doesn't work is beyond me for now. And that is signal 7, this one, analog output, no, yeah, analog out right 7. Then as you can see, as long as sensor value, this sensor value is low, well, it is being sensed anyway. And let me verify if that is true. Yes, it is true, because it goes from here straight here, so it senses low, but either low or high should be reported here, which is not happening. So lots of things to do. Right now I am quite riddled, because apart from the SPI being back to work, apart from the sensors, I disconnected the motor, this one, and put it to the power controller that I use, which is a constant 9 volts, but pulses modulated, and the motor just works fine on that one. Now, given the fact that it just stopped last time and this LED is just working fine, I have no idea what it might be. What I still can do is replacing these wires. However, that is little use, since the motor isn't working. So what I want to do now first is check on the motor wires, if they give enough voltage. So once again, the analog multimeter, and let's try, without destroying anything, what's going on. And I have to be rather careful. So first of all, the red probe is going in here, and the other probe is going on here, and then I see there is a very little voltage over it. You can hardly see the needle move. Let's go here. So let's do it again. So that is why there is nothing to see, and it should be around here. So with that little voltage the LED works, but the rest will not. So I am inclined to replace the transistor, but I remember that I did it last time without much result. if not without any result. So, what to do about that? To be honest, I do not know yet. Then, another thing that I was talking about, which is this. Reading a sensor value and printing it on screen. It's not happening. So, why is it not happening? It has nothing to do with reading a value because, well, partly it is. Let's see. It has to be fed. The whole thing has to be fed. So, let me redo something I removed earlier. And I actually should replace a wire, but I am now putting a jump wire here, putting this cable in here, if it can be there. Time to be very, very careful. Alright. And putting it in again. So now it gets its power, and the rest is there as well. But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't print. So if I reload it with printing something on screen, will it do? Let's do that. So I say serial print or print line. Let's stick to print line. And I see an error here. Print line. Sensor value unknown. What will happen with that? So, let's upload. Check for every setting is alright. Yes, it is. C. So why is that happening and this isn't? Probably because of the sensor value. Alright, alright. I am convinced. Things do print. And SPI test prints. I'm fine. Removing this. But on the other hand, sensor value unknown, and then I want it just here. Sensor value print, and then sensor value. What about that? No condition, just print it. What will happen? You're kidding. Why is the programmer not responding? Can I stop this somehow? Upload using programming. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Kidding me. Close this one and start again. Maybe an option. It's still uploading. Alright, let's do that. 1. Right. Same one. And opened. So, selecting the Uno, selecting the port. I said the port, this one. Checking the code. Does it have the code? Yes, it has the code. Upload. Please work. Please do. It is taking a long time. But maybe I'm impatient. This is taking really a long time. Too long, way too long. I can't just power it off, because when I want to power off I have to power off the Mega2560 as well as the Arduino Uno, because they are connected through SPI, so they get power. And this is really taking way too long, and I can't interrupt. Or can I? Nope. Protocol error. Does not exist, or your board is not connected. Alright. Only solution: complete power off and power on. Not the first time, and I'm afraid not the last time either. So, repowered, and if that's a good word or verb, and I of course had to do this as well, which has now changed into 1 and 2. So otherwise I can't approach them for programming anyway. That said, I have to select it and see if it now works. Yes, now it works. So how does the serial monitor show? Oh, that is interesting. Actually, this is the same thing as previously. There's no signal, although it should be sensing low, and it is a 0 being sensed right here. Oops. So It is right here on A0 coming from here, and this is typically the low version, the low situation, and it is digital. So what is it sensing anyway? Now what if I press the switch manually? Then I get a very high value. I release it, a very low value. So this is in itself is interesting to see. So that is probably why sensor value low and high is not being executed. Another point is that when I started this, I did have a value in it, and that suddenly didn't work. It was suddenly either high or low. So yet another riddle. Why are these values? I can, of course, add some code saying below and above 100. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So we let this just be. I will copy it and then say if this value is, let's say, smaller than 100, smaller or equal to, and this one is above 100. So let's see what that brings. Not that matters, but I can change this sensor value smaller than 100 colon and larger than 100 colon. So now it has this. I press the switch and it suddenly changes in over 100. Release the switch and you get that. So the switch does work, just it has gone to analog for some reason. Alright. Riddle solved, but at least the riddle on the printing the value is solved, but not the riddle on why high and low suddenly has changed back to numerical. Still weird. So what's next? Next issue is that the rope on this mechatronics switch is getting off, and why that suddenly happened I don't know. I put it off again and it comes off right away. So I guess I need to transform this into a chain version. Something else that crosses my mind is that I put this one here, which has nothing to do with this one but with this one, and I think I want to I'm going to put it to the maximum value of 1023. See what effect that has. Does that indeed get the motor running, or does it? Well, it of course controls the LED, but primarily it should do the motor. And well, the LED shines very brightly, but there's no motor going on. So maybe the wires are too thin. Could be, although these wires aren't very thick either. But one thing is for sure, this construction has had its has had its longest time. What else to fix apart from this motor, these wires? Yes, the wires to the switch, but right now those wires are working, considering the fact that when I press the switch, it immediately responds. So there's no immediate rush to replace those wires. As to why with the previous wires, which are these ones by the way, the motor suddenly stops running, I don't know. I tested it as I said at the power controller, and that works. Something else, of course, I need to check on the serial monitor for the Mega2560. I haven't done that for quite a while. Let's just check on what is going on. Should be this one. Really? Now log out. What is this? Ah, this is the Uno. No, I do not need the Uno. This is the old one. I need serial monitor. Now I've got it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Totally forgot. Return value. I wanted to have the real value from here to here. So from here to here. But I think I'll take just any value, and with this sensor value being used, going here, and that's why I am implementing this switch anyway. That's a very good point. So if the sensor value is something, then do something with it. And right now it just sends something back over a line. If process it right here, and then send something back. That's our procedure, and by the complexity of this one, it all got snowed under, so to say. Alright, time for a last thing for this episode, replacing this one. last quick part of this episode. I did replace the rope with a chain, and for some very odd reason, or is it odd anyway? Let me check. No, it's not odd. I made a little rewiring mistake, and it now runs the other way around, which I'm fine with because the rotation is exactly the same and the rotation time as well, so the signaling will be alright. I don't mind as long as this signaling is still alright. This is going fine, so what I have to do now is, and unfortunately I can only watch one monitor, so let's go here again. And the monitor again. So here is something odd. Here is something odd. The motors are still odd, considering the fact that this one, let me show some light, this one still runs, this one and this one still not really. And that goes. Plenty of things left to do. But that's for at least next episode. So for now, thank you for watching. If you like this episode and haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And give it a thumbs up, like the video, follow me on Twitter, retweet and like, follow me on Instagram and like. Please donate to keep the videos coming your way. Oh, by the way, if you cannot subscribe to my YouTube, if you cannot follow me on Twitter, and if you cannot follow me on Instagram, visit my website, because my blog with links to all videos is on my website, with links to extra information. And this is of course going to be continued. Bye bye.